How We Make Movies is brought to you by Microsoft Surface, Assimilate, Azo, Moviola, and Canon Hollywood. It's shot in front of a live audience in Los Angeles and hosted by the film collective We Make Movies.
But then the fun part is that things change. And people change their minds about what you thought they were going to say, and you don't always get what you're thinking you're going to get from their storyline. And then whatever you have to deal with. And so that was always the exciting part of making this movie is the people who I thought were going to be explosive about her sex life and things like that weren't the people I used, and the people that were I never thought I'd get that kind of response from them. Relatives that I knew were talking wildly about her sex life. So my grandmother, had become a very interesting person. And I will say this, when you know your grandmother, you play with her, you play chess with her, you go to movies with her, you take walks, you go to the zoo, you have fun. And that's one thing, is being the grandmother and the grandson. But when she is gone and you have to take all that literature, all those diaries, all that information and the photographs and your friends and relatives' information, that's when you really get to know who that person is. And that's when the journey really begins to know that as an adult, you really know that person, because we don't really know each other in the world. And when you pass and you have this entire mound of information to go through, and you're lucky enough to have that kind of information to look through it, then you can really get to know who Tina really, really was.
What was it like to read her diaries? What did you learn about
Oh, they were saucy, very saucy. I had audio tapes which never even made it into the movie. Arguments with her third husband that were so very exciting about, the divorce that she needed to have, and the affairs, and it was all on the tapes. And it didn't fit in the movie because it didn't fit in the movie. But the diaries and the descriptions of what it's like for her to be with another man sexually, and how excited she was to be with someone that wasn't my grandfather. And I mean, it was quite an interesting, and if you watch the movie, which I hope everyone here will, you'll see that she married her fourth husband when she was, I believe she was 79 or 80, and that other person that she met, who was a Cuban refugee and was probably the best looking man you've ever seen in your entire life, and he was 41 years old. So she had a great sex life with her 41-year-old fourth husband.
He was the one in the trailer, by the way, that was saying, like, if I didn't perform at 100%, she'd kick me out of bed. At 80 years old. Was it hard for you to hear stories about your grandmother in that way?
No, not at all. No. Actually, we're a very, very colorful liberal family, and
I'd say so.
In the movie, you'll see hopefully that on Thursdays there was a nude in the living room, and people were sculpting and penciling nudes. And I mean, everyone I think in my family has been very exposed to nudity at an early age, but not in a vulgar and crass way. Nudity to us is a form of it's a Henry Moore sculpture. It's a Rodin sculpture. We see art in the world. That's how our family ticks. Yeah. We're all about aesthetics.